Hi, there's a word that is very common today in our lives, in our community, in our country, and the whole world. If you have not heard of this word, then I don't know which world you're coming from. Probably you come from planet or something. And if you have not been infected, then you are affected. I'm so sure if you don't know anyone from your family member who is suffering from this, then I'm so sure that you have a friend or a friend to a friend who is going through this. My name is Alice Marie. Welcome back to my channel. Now, the word that I'm talking about is depression. Oh, I am so depressed. Oh, I am so stressed. Oh, I don't know what to do. Has that reached you? Has that word come to your home? Is it in your neighborhood? Have you heard it in church? How are your friends faring on? What about your mother? What's her problem? And your siblings, are they okay? I think depression has been underrated, or probably we are misusing depression, the word depression. I think we are not using it the way it's supposed to be used. Because, why I say this is because every time that I am stressed or we are stressed, we say that we are depressed. Oh, I was so depressed. And I think that's it's not right, because depression is a serious thing. It's a serious condition. And if you see the depressed people, you will call yourself very lucky. You will actually term yourself as a very lucky person that you have not even suffered anything close to this. Um, Fine. I don't refuse that you could think that you're depressed or something, and we all use that word, depression, depression, depression. But it's not like that. You see, there are so many people who are suffering from depression, by the way. Maybe they are your siblings, maybe one of your relatives, or maybe a number of people in your circle, or people from in the country, different industries, jobs and what have you. Even those people who are working in very good jobs, they are also suffering from depression. People from the US, people from the UK, people from Tanzania, people from South Africa, all these people, we are all hearing all these cries of depressed people, people who have been admitted, people who are not well completely. And it's so sad. It's so sad because the the world out here is not very kind to people who are depressed. Normally, this depression, especially, let me take an example. If we see a child from a wealthy family and we hear that they have been diagnosed with depression, we really question a lot. And we just say, there's one thing that we say, that we call those people as, those are very spoiled people. We even find ourselves saying that, a spoiled brat. Leave that person alone. How dare he? They eat well. They are brought to school with a V8. They go for holidays anywhere that they want to. If it's Dubai, next time after 3 months, they're in the UK, in the US, name them. There's no country that they have not visited. These people don't lack. They have got a lot of money. This child is only 16 years old, and here they are. They're so braggart. They are bragging all over that they're depressed. What is depressing them? I wish I can be given just a quarter of what they have. I would be the happiest person on earth. Ask yourself, have you found yourself talking like that? Have you? When we see people behaving differently, like a person that you knew who was talking to you, a person who was doing very well, and all of a sudden they start withdrawing from the crowd. They don't want to be with you. They don't want to pick calls. They don't want to reply to your messages. Most of the time when you call them, they're actually off. You visit them and they're there at home. And by the way, hawana story. When you see that kind of a person, over and over again, because of course it's not one experience, you'll have different experiences, and especially if that's a close friend of yours, a person whom you want, whom you're hanging out with, and what have you. If it's a person that you went to school with, and or maybe you became friends when you started working together, and you've been having a thing with that person. So it's not the first time, it's not the second time, it's not the third time, and that person doesn't want anything to do with you. Doesn't want to hang out with you, doesn't want to be called by you. They never call you unless you call them. And even when you call them, they don't sound excited like before. So what do you say? What do you think about those people? You actually leave them. You actually say that they've become, they are wakona maringo sana. I think that's the one word that we use. Wamekuwa na maringo sana. Me, I won't even bother. I can move on to another person. Kwani they're the only ones who are here. You see? There are other people who, they start drinking beer. They start doing bang, misusing drugs and what have you. And before, they were very nice people. They would just take one for the road. And it's not every day. Maybe over the weekend. For those ones who are happy because it's Furahi Day. Yeah. And Furahi Day, all the time it takes you to a club. So you just enjoy 2 or 3 and then you go home and that's it. So Saturday you have other things that you're doing. And Sunday, kama kawaida, you go to church. Unamuabudu Mungu. But then all of a sudden, that person starts drinking a lot. Like every day they go to work, they have got to drink. From Monday to Monday, they are always drinking. What do you think of those people? You start hating them. You start saying that they've become so rich such that they have got, they can now use this money because it has become a lot. And that's why they're using that money that way. Have you not found yourself judging those people? Do you ever think that these people could be suffering from depression? Or depression? Who suffers from depression? Is it those people who are boasting, or those people who think that they have made it in life? Those people who want to stay on their own? Let me ask you. Ushaisikia mtu ameringa sana mpaka akachukua kamba akajinyonga? Have you? Because depressed people, that's what they do. Eventually they kill themselves. If they don't kill themselves, whatever substances they are using, kill them. Whatever it is that they're using, those people even stop going to work. Like, they're not interested in work. And you know what? It's not them. It's the condition that they have. And this is not a disease. Because you know what happens with a disease? A disease heals. A condition never heals. You can only manage this condition. This depression is a condition. And all of us need to know that depression is a condition that needs management. I think it's up to us. When we see people behaving differently, we should come to them and want to find out. We should find out what it is that we can do for them so that they can get help. Before we wait, there's that point that comes, those people now, it becomes, it cannot be managed, and those people now are so badly off, and they just, they cannot be helped. So instead of waiting for that time, why don't us, all of us, including me, Why don't we help these people? Because it is possible. Just follow up on this person. Advise them to go and see a doctor. Make sure that they have seen a doctor. If they don't go by their own, go with them. Just show love to them so that they can accompany you. I mean, because they will refuse actually. These people refuse to go to hospital. Why? Because they don't feel pain. When you're suffering from depression, you're not feeling pain anywhere. And that's why people fail to understand why, they fail to understand this depression, this thing. I mean, this is a demon. You understand? It is a demon. And unless, especially people who are close to this person, understand that this is a condition. That depression it's not that you're suffering from depression because uko na maringo. It's not a disease of poor people. Kwa hivyo, lack of money will not make you become depressed. It is a disease of kila mtu, yani inaweza pata kila mtu. It doesn't matter where you are. It doesn't matter what you're doing. It doesn't matter whether you're poor, whether you're rich, whether you're wealthy, whether you're learned, whether you're a doctor, whether you live in the US, in the UK, whether you come from a wealthy family, whether it does not matter. This disease inashika kila mtu. And it's a high time, and especially family, because even family tend not to care about these people because you see, a person whom you're living with, you will be the first person to know that this person has actually changed. And therefore, it is for you now to take a step so that you can help this person. And especially parents. Parents, we're just leaving our children like that. We are so much, engrossed in these other things. We are looking for money from Monday to Monday. We don't even have time to talk to our God. We are busy. We don't even care about what happens with our children. Even if they go to school, we don't want to know the relationship that they're having in school, whether with the workers, the teachers, or even the other students and what have you. It's good to look out for these children and to sit down with them and find out what it is that they are going through. Because most children are getting depressed and they are in the house. And as parents are just sitting there comfortably. We are buying food for them and everything that they want or we think that they need. But eventually, we find that these people have already killed themselves. They are suffering from depression, and they became sick. We didn't even know that they even became sick. So guys, let's help these people. I'm so concerned about depression because I happen to deal with so many depressed people, and actually to deal with them, to live with them. And one day I had to go and see a psychiatrist. Not because of myself, but because of wanting to know what depression is all about. And so I went and sat with a psychiatrist. I actually called and booked an appointment. And they was like, "Are you unwell?" I was like, "No, I'm not unwell. I just want to come and find out what is all about. What is all this about? Things to do with depression." And imagine, the doctor received me very well. And to my surprise, I did not even pay the consultation fee. And guess what? I went there like around 5 sessions. Like I would go as if I'm a sick person, but I wanted to understand. And that doctor was very, very excited because hakujai kuwa na mtoto mmoja ashaienda ati you sit down, you waste your time, you want to know about depression. And I was driven there because of seeing so many cases. And by the way, if you think that I'm a doctor or a nurse, I'm not a medic. I did not even go to school to learn anything to do with medicine. I just had interest to know, I wanted to find out what is this demon that is eating almost everyone. And so the explanation, first of all, the thing that he told me is that depression is a weakness in the brain. Imagine. A weakness in the brain. So what does that mean? We are all different, isn't it? As much as we are all, created in the same image with God and what have you, when we come here, When we are together, we all look different. Like if you look at me, you don't see anybody looking, the same. I don't have a look-alike, and probably I don't have a look-alike. And even if I had a look-alike, not everything. Probably some, maybe my eyes, maybe my lips, maybe maybe my hands, my legs, but not everything. Even my sisters, we don't look alike, everywhere. Maybe I'm taller than them, they are short. You understand all those things. So we all have different weaknesses. I may have a different weakness from yours. Whether you come from the same, from the same family, whether you're from the same school, whether you're eating the same food every day, we are all different. And therefore, for depression, it's a weakness in the brain. And therefore, if you are able to deal with a certain problem, those people are not able to deal with a certain problem. So you will pass through a challenge, very easily. Okay, it may not be easy, but you will go through it and come out of it victorious. But a person who has a weakness in the brain, they will not behave like that. They will get depressed. And once depression hits, it's usually very hard for you to come out of it. And especially if you're not diagnosed early enough. So the first thing is for the people who are living around you to realize that there's a change in you, and then they take a step, they approach you with love, and then they take you to hospital. Even at that time, by the way, you can even pretend you're also unwell and you would want these people to take you to hospital, but you will have looked for a psychiatrist, and you go and sit down, and then you start discussing the issue. Yeah, talk to the psychiatrist even before the patient comes. And these psychiatrists, by the way, they're very nice. They're out here to help, by the way. So this thing can be managed with medication, of course. Maybe at first there could be so many tablets that they're consuming. They're using a lot of tablets. To some extent, there could be some injections here and there. But if this person is consistent, all the time going to hospital, if there's an appointment, they don't jump the appointment. They make sure that they go. And they imagine they don't go alone. You have got to accompany. So the moment you start a journey, you've got to walk together with this person. This journey, you cannot walk alone. If you want to help someone, please walk the journey with them. It's not easy when they're alone because, first of all, they don't feel pain. And whatever it is that they do, if you feel that they're drinking a lot, if you feel that they are withdrawing, by the way, they don't see that. They feel comfortable. They want to stay on their own. They want to do their own stuff. They want to do their beer alone. They buy beer. They stay in the house. They drink. They do shisha. They do all this stuff. Wherever they want to go, they will go, and they will go alone. And by then, they feel comfortable. So when you see something like that behaving, just walk the journey with it. And by the way, they need to be handled with love. Because if you don't show them love, they will reject you. And by the way, they won't even allow you to their house. They won't pick your call, and they will even block you. So if you want to do this with love, if you really, really care for another person, and you call them your friend, it's good to help them out. Otherwise, you cannot, what are you there for? If you call someone a friend of yours, yet when they are in a problem, you cannot help them, what are you then for? It's good to go out and help these people because we need them in life. We need to see them staying, keeping their marriages and bringing up their children, together with their spouse, or even, just getting better. We want to see them prosper just like us. So, guys, I know depression is a huge, it's a wide topic, and I said I'm not a medic. But I have lived with people who are depressed, and I can stand here. Wherever I am standing, I can stand here and, of course, know or actually realize that somebody has got a problem. And therefore, when you see others jumping and judging others because they're behaving in a funny way, that they have just changed all of a sudden, please think twice. And do not follow those people who are judging the rest. Don't judge. Find out what it is that those people are suffering from. before now you can judge them. And by the way, we are not even supposed to judge. We all know who the judge is, eh? So can we wait until that time comes so that we can have our judge here to judge you and to judge me? I wish you all the best, my people. I don't want people to be depressed, but let us reach out for those people who are unwell, those people who have just changed all of a sudden. Kindly, let's help them. They are our people. They are our relatives. They are our friends. They are our parents. They are our former schoolmates. You know, they're good people. You see? All right? All right. Bye-bye. I'll leave you for now. And thank you very much for being here. Kindly remember to subscribe. Hit that subscribe button if you haven't. And if you are a regular, I am so happy. I am so blessed to have you. Until next time, it's bye-bye. I love you so much.